Hi guys. It is about 108 degrees. We are in the desert outside of Lone Pine, California, and we've got something a little bit different for you guys this week.
Yeah, so a few of you actually requested to know exactly how we train for some of these high altitude hikes and climbs. And it couldn't have come at a more perfect time because today is actually the very first day of our summer of sufferfesting. So we have got our eye on a couple of very high altitude, very challenging hikes and climbs, including some 14ers. But for us to go from just sea level to 14,000 feet would be incredibly hard and awful.
Especially for me, because I'm very susceptible to high altitude. If you guys have watched us for a while, you know that anything over 10,000 feet, I just start to suffer a lot. When we did Whitney, when we did Kilimanjaro,
yeah.
we made it, but I was suffering hard. And so the hope is for us to be able to acclimatize a lot better than we did previously.
Yeah, so we're just gonna take you along and show you all of our steps to get ready for these crazy high, hard hikes and climbs.
And you're gonna be able to see whether or not it worked in the video after this one.
So one of the important things to know about training for altitude is that there's really no way to equate high altitude when you're at sea level. There's a lot of companies that will try to sell you like oxygen deprivation chambers and things like that, but those actually don't work to prevent altitude sickness. So our first phase of training is really just about recreating the feeling of exertion and high heart rate that you get when you're up at 14,000 feet. So what we focus on before we even leave for our high altitude trips is high intensity cardio workouts that are really getting our heart rate high. So Adam prefers to go out on the trails. Maybe he'll do hill sprints, maybe he'll put on a weighted vest. For me, since I don't often have time to get out on the trails before work, I just bring a jump rope to the gym and do as many high intensity intervals as I can, getting my heart rate as high as I can.
And the idea of all that is that when you're up at 13 or 14,000 feet and you're on some kind of a knife edge or climbing up a cliff, that's not where you want to get dizzy or start feeling sick. And so you just want to get your body accustomed to that feeling of, oh, my heart's going really fast and I feel like I might throw up. You need that feeling at sea level before you start trying to have it at 14,000 feet.
Seems crazy, but it's totally true. All right, so phase 2 is actually just getting ourselves up to high altitude. So we'll take a day or two, just get up as high as we can and pretty much do absolutely nothing except for let our bodies get used to that feeling of having less oxygen. Well, you can clearly see why Adam's favorite kind of training is altitude training. Look at all he has to do is nap at 10,000 feet.
That's true. Anytime you can sleep and accomplish something at the same time, that's my kind of deal.
You're so happy right now.
Okay, we are on day 1 of our altitude acclimation process. And that is my favorite day because it is all lazy activities.
Yep, so we figured out that Mount Langley's trailhead actually starts at 10,000 feet. So we just drove up here this morning, parked the car, we've just been napping, eating, reading, majorly chilling all day, which is basically Adam's favorite thing in the world.
Either that or a sufferfest. And the trail we're on right now, we're just taking a few miles to hike really easy out on the Mount Langley Trail, which is actually recon for a serious sufferfest that we're contemplating doing coming up here. So while we're relaxing and altitude acclimating, we are also getting prepared for some serious suffering. Best of both worlds.
What an awesome day. If Adam sees something super steep, he feels absolutely obligated to ascend it. So here we are, ascending this crazy rock formation on the Langley Trail.
So we really like to recreate a lot of the moves that we're going to have to do on traverses when we're just practicing at high altitude. Elise has made it to the top.
Wow. Well, that definitely got my heart rate going in more ways than one.
Yeah, that was actually really steep. I mean, it was perfect actually because we got an opportunity not just to do our altitude acclimation with a little bit of exertion, but also to work on our cliff climbing skills because there were some pretty steep little ledges and stuff there.
Yeah, well, I just really like recreating the feeling of climbing, which we will be doing in some of these sufferfests we're doing at high altitude, because then you know exactly what you're getting yourself into.
Now, the down climb.
All right, so now we are in the second part of our altitude acclimatization phase. And for this, we basically just follow the principles of climb high and sleep low. So we spent all day at 10,000 feet, but if we were gonna try to sleep up there, there was no way we were gonna get a good night's sleep. The two of us sleep horribly at high altitude. So instead, we decided to come back down to about 4,000 feet. We're here in Alabama Hills. We're probably gonna get a good night's sleep, and look at where we get to spend the night. How awesome is this?
This place is absolutely amazing. It's free, dispersed camping, and just take a look at the 360 guys from our camping spot. Well, it is an exquisitely beautiful morning in the Alabama Hills. Unfortunately, I could not sleep last night after spending the day at 10,000 feet, even though we came back down to 4,000. But that is just part of the acclimation process for me. I just can't sleep when I've spent a lot of time at altitude. My body just goes haywire. But we have built that into our schedule. Today's an easy day. And fortunately, our incredible car camping spot has quite a nice bouldering gym available to us. So we're just gonna start right here. This is so dope.
This is awesome.
Okay, day 2 of our acclimatization process is gonna take place right here.
What? So we decided to come up to South Lake. It's just outside of Bishop. Thankfully, it's at 10,000 feet. And the bonus is you get all of these incredible views.
As you can tell, we're working really hard on this acclimatization.
It's such hard work, you guys.
Tough labor. We're gonna be lying by this lake. I might have a little challenge for Elise later, but
yeah,
for the most part, we're just chilling at 10,000 feet.
As you can see, we found pretty much the most perfect spot to post up for the day, as Adam continues his ongoing quest to rename us Live Hard, Nap Hard.
Okay, so part of our acclimatization process is progressively challenging ourselves to do a little bit of cardio stuff at higher and higher altitudes. And Elise's challenge today is gonna be a swim in this ice cold water from that little archipelago there all the way to that island and then back.
Oh my God.
But Elise is a good swimmer, and so I expect her to swim fast and really raise her heart rate. The idea is just that we're raising our heart rate at above 10,000 feet.
I can't believe I let Adam talk me into this.
All right, Elise is getting ready for her swim. Elise, are you ready?
No. It's icy cold, like really icy cold.
You got this. Swim fast. Keep your core temperature up.
Oh my God.
You gonna do it?
I'm worried I'm gonna freeze out there.
Go, Elise.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing this.
1, 2, 3, go. Elise is killing it. Wow, good job, Elise. Elise said the cold is a little bit breathtaking. You did it.
Whoa. That was intense. My whole body, like, jumping in, froze up. But I think just like the shock of the cold.
Yeah.
My heart immediately started going.
Wow.
I guess no better way to train for what your heart's going to be doing at 14,000 feet.
Exactly. One of the nicest things about these easy acclimatization days is we just get to wander for miles and explore. No set goal in mind, no time pressure, no need to get back before dark. We can do whatever we want. And this is just an incredible lake to explore. There's all these islands, all these rock climbs. We're just having a blast up here. Good morning. It's about 7 a.m. and we are on our third and final day of acclimatization training on the Mount Whitney Trail headed up towards Lone Pine Lake.
Yeah, and I think today it's my turn to challenge Adam. So you guys know Adam has a lot of trouble running at high altitude.
That's true.
So today I am challenging him to do running intervals, 200 meters at a time, all the way up 2,000 feet to Lone Pine Lake.
And that'll top out at around 10,000 feet. So it'll definitely be a good altitude pulse racing challenge.
Let's get this going.
Let's go.
Sprinting up the hill and we ran into these guys. They're fans of the channel.
That is so great. It's so nice to meet you guys.
So this log bridge should technically be part of Adam's last interval, but I gave him a free pass because this water does not look very fun to face plant into. Well, I guess he wanted to run across it anyway. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Oh! All right, Adam coming in, finishing his last interval. Woohoo! How do you feel?
Actually, I feel fantastic.
Yeah?
I don't want to jinx anything.
Yeah?
I know it's only 10,000 feet. It's not 14,000 feet, but running really opened up my lungs. I feel strong.
Yay!
Really strong.
So maybe we are ready for our first 14er of the season.
Let's hope so.
One of the great things about running up here is that we get to enjoy this spectacular place all to ourselves, at least just for a little while. Well, I'm beginning to fear that Adam might actually be winning his apparent battle to rename us Live Hard, Nap Hard. That man can nap.
So there you have it, guys. Our handy dandy altitude acclimatization process.
Yep, so just remember, high intensity cardio before you go, a couple days at high altitude, just not stressing your body too much, just hanging out. Maybe the day before you leave on your high altitude trek, you get your heart rate going, do some intervals or something, and then...
our absolute favorite step,
carb loading.